on referendum, says law advisor. Election Commission prepares panel of polling officers to conduct 13th national polls in fair and impartial manner. Election Commission adds 4 new symbols, including Shapla Koli, to list. NCP reaffirms demand for Shapla. BNP will approach Chief Advisor on referendum and implementation of the July Charter. Jamaat submits memorandum to the Election Commission demanding referendum in November. Pakistan and Afghanistan agreed to extend ceasefire by another week, and Bangladesh will face West Indies in the final of the 3-match T20 series in Chittagong today to avoid whitewash. The Council of Advisors has approved the drafts of the National Human Rights Commission Ordinance 2025 and July Uprising Memorial Museum Ordinance 2025. The approval was given at the weekly meeting of the Council of Advisors held at the Chief Advisor's office in the capital yesterday, with Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Mohammad Yunus in the chair. Later, Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul briefed the newsmen about the meeting at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital. He said the government has approved the draft of the National Human Rights Commission Ordinance to make the Commission stronger, more functional and capable of genuinely addressing human rights violations. Addressing a major drawback of the previous law, the new ordinance empowers the Commission with authority to investigate human rights violations committed by law enforcement agencies and all acts of abuse carried out under state sponsorship or with state support. The ordinance also allows the Commission
না দেরে তো ভালো যান কই যাননি কোন হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ভালো হয়েছে আরো ভালো হয়েছে আমার জন্য ভালো হয়েছে
in other parts of the country, he added. Meanwhile, in response to a query from the journalist and law advisor, Professor Dr. Asif Nazrul has said, Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Mohammad Yunus will take the final decision regarding the implementation of the National Consensus Commission's recommendations and referendum. He said Advisory Council discussed 2 proposals of the Consensus Commission. First is the issuance of the July National Charter implementation order and then organizing a referendum. And if referendum the result is not implemented within 270 days, the Constitution will automatically be amended, where the second one is to leave the entire matter upon the next elected parliament. There is still sharp disagreement among political parties over which proposals to take, he added. The law advisor said, however, the final decision in this matter will be made by the Chief Advisor. The Election Commission is impartially preparing a panel of polling officers to hold the upcoming 13th National Parliament elections in a free and fair manner. Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed made this statement after a meeting with the various ministries, departments and authorities in Agargaon in the capital yesterday. He said the Commission also directed the concerned ministries to repair the infrastructure of setting up polling stations between December and January next in order to hold the 13th National Parliament elections smoothly. Stating that the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting would play a role in the election campaign, the Secretary said Bangladesh Television and Betar, Shongshot TV and BTV News will play important role in this regard. The Election Commission has updated the list of the election symbols for registered political parties and independent candidates for the upcoming 13th Jatiya Shongshad election. 4 new symbols, including Shapla Koli, or the water lily bud have been added to the previous list of 115, bringing the total number of symbols to 119. The Gazette notification was published in this regard yesterday. National Citizens Party NCP has said that they want Shapla as their symbol, not the Shapla Koli. NCP Chief Coordinator Nasiruddin Patwari clarified his party's position at a seminar titled Implementation of the July Charter and Which Way to Go for the National Elections at Bangla Motor in the capital yesterday. He said his party will not compromise on the Shapla symbol issue. Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP will approach the Chief Advisor, Professor Dr. Mohammed Yunus, if necessary, regarding the implementation of the July Charter. The issue of including the notes of dissent of political parties in the July Charter and the demand for a referendum on the election day will be raised at that time. Party Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said this at a press conference at the BNP chairperson's political office in Gulshan yesterday, mentioning that it's illogical to hold a referendum before national election. He said both can be held on the same day. Eight political parties, including Bangladesh Jamaat Islami and Islami Andolon Bangladesh, have submitted a memorandum to the Chief Election Commissioner demanding their 5-point demands, including organizing a referendum to give the July National Charter a legal basis by November and ensuring the level playing field in the election. Nasiruddin of the election building in the capital yesterday and held a meeting with the CEC. This is Bangladesh Betar giving you the news. This news broadcast will also be
একবারে ধরে মারমু আসার এই সমস্ত ওইটাও খেয়াল দরকার এটাও খেয়াল দরকার
Pakistan and Afghanistan have agreed to extend ceasefire for at least another week during talks in Turkey. The Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs said this yesterday in a statement.
পাকিস্তানি গাউর আর আফগানিস্তানি গাউর
To put in place a monitoring and verification mechanism that will ensure maintenance of peace, imposing penalty on the violating party. Cricket and host Bangladesh will face West Indies in the third and last T20 of the 3-match series at Chattogram tonight. The match is scheduled to start at 6 p.m. West Indies have already secured a series by 2-0. Bangladesh Betar will air the running commentary of the match. Meanwhile, host Bangladesh Under-19 will take on Afghanistan Under-19 in the second youth ODI of the 5-match series at Shohid Chandu Stadium at Bogra today. The match is scheduled to start at 9 a.m. And finally, weather forecast value till 1 this afternoon says there is no inland riverport warning and no signal is to be hoisted. Now to end the news, here again the main points. Advisory Council approves draft of the National Human Rights Commission Ordinance 2025 and July Uprising Memorial Museum Ordinance 2025. Chief Advisor will give final decision on referendum, says the law advisor. Election Commission prepares panel of polling officers to conduct national polls in fair and impartial manner. EC adds 4 new symbols including Shapla Koli list. NCP reaffirms demand for Shapla. BNP will approach Chief Advisor on referendum. Implementation of July Charter. Jamaat submits memorandum to the Election Commission demanding referendum in November. Pakistan and Afghanistan agreed to extend ceasefire for another week, and Bangladesh will face West Indies in the final of the 3-match T20 series in Chattogram today to avoid whitewash. And that's the end of the news. This news broadcast will also be available on the website at www.bidar.tv.bd. Our next bulletin will be at 9 this morning in Bangla.
আপনারা শুনছেন প্রাপ্তি সম্প্রচার কার্যক্রম বাংলাদেশ বেতার FM 88.8 মেগাহার্টজ।
12 মাস হচ্ছে, ভালো হচ্ছে। গড় গড় করো সবসময়। এটা বন্ধ হইল না, বন্ধ হয় না। এমন জিনিস বন্ধ, সরি আমার এটা তো লাইভ চলতে আছে, এটা বন্ধ করে দিতে হবে। তো খেয়ালও থাকে না কোন দিকে কোনটা